Thought for the day. It is both my privilege and responsibility to control my own inner peace. Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being. In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we're comparing who we are with who we think we should be. Have a listen.
Self-esteem is really how you feel about who you are versus who you think you should be. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you know the word should is something that often sets us up to feel bad, to feel stressed. So we're going to try to start addressing that word. The first thing to do, or one thing you can do when you're trying to improve your self-esteem, is make a list of who you are. What traits do you have? What skills do you have? What assets do you have? And then make another list of who you think you, quote, should be. And compare the two lists. And when you find that there's a difference, when you find there's something over here that you think you should be, that you're not, ask yourself, who says? Who says I should be a millionaire? Who says I should be able to do X, Y, Z? Is that something that you believe, or is that a message that you got from the media, or a message that you got from your family, or a message you got from somewhere, who knows, that you don't really believe is important? Looking at that who you think you should be list, it's important to cross off the things that you personally don't endorse. If you look at it and you go, that doesn't make me a better person or a worse person, it's not important, then cross it off. For anything that's left, and most of us know we've got room to grow, for anything that's left on that should be list that you think is really important for you to be the person that you want to be, start making a plan. Identify one of those things and make a plan for how to improve that this month. And then next month, pick another thing off the list. By the end of a year, you've taken 12 things off the should be list and put it on the I am list. So score. That's really awesome. Making sure that everything that you move to the who I am list is something that you believe is important, something that you believe you want to be. Another technique, which is completely different, but sort of the same. Write a description of what you look for in a best friend. We typically have an idea about the types of people we want to hang out with and the types of people that we really like. Describe that person. Write it out. And then when you're finished, go back over that list and figure out how many ways you actually already fit that description. A lot of people have a hard time seeing their assets, seeing their strengths, seeing what they bring. But if you write down this description, then you can go back and you can look and say, okay, I'm looking for somebody who's compassionate. Oh, hey, I'm compassionate. I'm looking for somebody who's enthusiastic. Well, woohoo, I'm enthusiastic too. And you can start seeing probably that you're a lot closer to your perceived ideal than you really probably realized. Another thing you can do is spend 5 minutes each day. 5 minutes doesn't take that long. You can do it while you're driving. You can do it in the shower, wherever you want to. Spend 5 minutes each day thinking about the nice things you did and your successes for the day. Reflecting on how awesome you were today. Did you hold the door open for somebody? Did you do something nice at work? Did you show compassion to someone? What was it that you did? Were you successful at your presentation at the office? If that's important to you, then that's great. You're focusing on all the good things. It's sort of your me cheering session for the day. Too often, we focus on all the things that went wrong, all the things that we did wrong, all the things other people did wrong to us. There's a lot of wrong we can focus on, and we don't focus on the right. Spending 5 minutes a day at the end of the day can help you calm down your internal stress response system and go to sleep or start winding down in a happy place mentally. Going along with that, silence your inner critic. This inner critic are tapes that we have, if you will, or hecklers in our mental gallery that tell us we should do something or we shouldn't do something or you're going to fail. We need to silence those hecklers. If you were a comedian up on stage and you had a heckler, what would you do? Would you engage with them and would you fight with them? Would you believe them and walk off stage? Hopefully, you wouldn't do either one of those. You would figure out a way to silence them, whether it is talking back to them or ignoring them or, fill in the blank. What would you do to silence a critic if you were a comedian on stage? Let's do the same thing to silence your inner critic, because that inner critic does nothing but beat up your self-esteem. It's important that you're able to stand up for yourself and remind that critic of all the awesome things. And yeah, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. That's just part of being human. But you try, and you're a good person.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.